Hey y'all, thank you for tuning in to We Talk Weekly's After the Talk with WPPM LP Philadelphia.
Yeah, this is one of the hottest radio shows that talks Charles's favorite segment, love and relationships. Whatever, gives the good news and the bad news, and of course, the latest in entertainment news with the Sizzle.
Dope. So make sure you keep it locked to We Talk Weekly's After the Talk with your boy Charles Gregory and the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on
106.5 FM.
Here we go. What's up, y'all? This your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
And we got the beautiful Classy Lady Sparkle. Where you at?
I missed my family. I had to come back.
You had to come back?
Yes, with open arms y'all gave me, and I love y'all.
No doubt.
I really do.
No doubt. We miss you too. Glad you back. Glad to have you back.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So we got a fantastic show today, man. Woo! We got gentlemen with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Man, you know what? We got let me tell you how we got a lot of stuff that's coming up. We got when you talk about just, you know, the funny, the amazing, the entrepreneur, the independent, everything that you could think about, man, we got tonight as a fantastic guest, you know, and I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for, you know, just everything that We Talk Weekly has been doing, man. You know, our views has been popping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything on social media. Hold on, let me just shout out our super sensational social media sister in the building, Lily in the building. She been holding us down.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Not.
I mean, I'm hearing people coming to us before they can come into those other channels.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which is all good because the love is love, man. Love is love, man. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I happen to peep that the Jasmine brand was liking one of those posts too. I saw that.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's how they get. That's how they get down that page.
Yes.
No doubt. Okay. And so, you know, I'm just excited about some of the things. And all of our viewers and listeners, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. 2019.
2019. This is our first show back for the new year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a Tuesday. Tuesday.
If you're from Philly, it's Tuesday.
Tuesday. Listen, the ball's on.
Right.
The ball on. I mean, we, you know what the funny thing is, we from Philly, right? Mm-hmm. And so we got a lot of people in here tonight from Philly. Right. Hercules, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where they at? He right there. Hey. Man, that's your boy Chuck Gregory, the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
And the beautiful
Classy Lady Sparkle.
Lady Esther, how was your day today?
Hey, my day was good. I had a good day today. But I always have a good day. Y'all know I ain't about to let nobody steal my joy.
I know that's right. What about you, Sizzle?
My day was all right. It wasn't bad as it normally is. It was just a little hectic though, you know.
No.
Yeah, Tuesday gotta be Tuesday.
Tuesday gotta be Tuesday. You know what I mean? I've been having terrible Tuesdays. You know what I'm saying?
You just took on the Sizzle.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how that is. We got the Classy Lady Sparkle. What's going on? How was your day?
It was cool. I'm back with my family. I feel a new normalcy, so I'm good. I'm good.
I like how that sounds. But before we do anything, we're going to cut to a little break real quick so we can get everything put together. And when we come back, we got good news and bad news. Yep. We're going to jump right into the Sizzle. And then we're going to have a fantastic interview. You know what I mean? Peter Park in the building. Tizz215. Your boy Charles. Look, when I tell you, man, this show is going to be a dynamic show. And if you're listening, call in. If you're listening, call in. We're going to do something. If you're listening, call in. Because, you know, our guest was telling people. I've been looking at the social media, right? You've been telling people, call in. Call in. You want to call in, I'll put you on. That's going to be the first time I do that. You call in, I'll put you on anytime, man. You know what I mean? Just say, yo, we want to talk to We Talk Weekly, man. And I'll make sure that you're on. So before we do any of that, what song we got coming up?
So we got City Girls.
City Girls.
Yeah, we got City Girls coming up. Twerk.
No doubt. I don't want y'all to go nowhere. We'll be right back, y'all.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Lauren Sizzle, and you are tuned into one of the hottest talk shows in the nation, We Talk Weekly's After the Talk. Make sure you tune in each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m., and you can listen anywhere. Just download the TuneIn Radio app Look for WPPM 106.5 FM on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And I got some good news for you. You want to binge listen to our shows? Follow We Talk Weekly's After the Talk podcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, and Spreaker. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out all of our amazing shows and event coverage. And follow We Talk Weekly on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And most importantly, keep it locked.
That's high. I like that.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Charles Gregg with the beautiful
Lauren
and the
Sizzle.
beautiful.
Classy Lady Sparkle.
Yeah,
They don't see us. They can hear us, but you gotta get your twerk on to that
Twerk,
one.
twerk,
Right there.
twerk.
Had me twerking in my seat up in here.
I need to learn to twerk though.
Classy Lady said, I need to learn how to twerk.
Yeah. You getting old when you start twerking and your back hurt. Like,
I know. I'm like, you one of those that move your whole body? Your whole body?
Your head and everything. Oh, man, we got a couple videos like that. You just moving your head and you twerking. You get whiplash by the time you're done.
all right.
We're going to go right into it. What's going on with the Classy Lady Sparkle?
All right,
Holla at me.
we
What
got
you
some
do?
good news.
We got some good news?
Yes, Cyntoia
Wait,
Brown.
I was
What's
gonna
up?
say, give us the bad news first.
Oh, okay. Sizzle want the bad news. Okay, let's start the
Get out the way. I wanna be
2019.
left on a
Okay,
happy note.
here's the bad news. There was a second black man's body found dead in West Hollywood home of the major Democrat donor Ed Buck.
Wow.
His attorney, Seymour Amster, stated that the unidentified 50-year-old black man was a longtime friend of Buck's and said the two had known each other for over 25 years. The attorney said that the victim reached out for Buck's help on Sunday night and began acting in a really bizarre way after he arrived at Buck's apartment. Buck's attorney told the LA Times that he believes the individual was an old friend who died of an accidental overdose of drugs before coming to Buck's home. Now here's the twist. 17 months earlier, another victim, Jamil Moore, a 26-year-old black escort, was found dead of an accidental meth overdose in Buck's home. Now, why is this twice? Same incident. This prominent 65-year-old Ed Buck was present at that time as well. It's suspicious that this has happened twice, says the LA County Sheriff's Department, Derek Alford. He told reporters outside of Buck's apartment building, and that this case is now under investigation. So the first case, he didn't get questioned or anything. It was accidental overdose. Now you got another one.
Right.
And they're all black men. So
Things that make
What's
you
going
say,
on with our folks,
yeah,
man?
that's the bad news for the 2019. But here goes some good news.
Thank you.
A lot of people have been hearing about Cyntoia Brown.
Woo. Hold on. Yeah. Shout out to that young
Yes.
lady, man. Listen, man, I'm so excited about her because, I mean, she went through it. Go ahead. I'll let you finish your story.
Cyntoia Brown, for those who doesn't know this story, she's a victim of sex trafficking, and she was sentenced to a life in prison for a murder that she committed when she was 16 years old. Brown was forced into prostitution from her sexually abusive pimp named Cutthroat. In August 2004, at age 16, Brown was picked up by a 43-year-old Johnny Allen and taken to his house. Brown stated for several weeks leading up to that day, she had been repeatedly raped and was on drugs. Brown states that Allen's house contained several guns and many that he brandished to her. Brown states that she thought Allen was reaching for a gun under his bed. Allen was found shot in the back of his head while he was sleeping at the time of death, reports say.
Deserved it. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry.
In August of 2006, a jury convicted Brown of first-degree murder, where she was to serve 51 years before even becoming eligible for parole.
Horrific.
Wow. So this young lady was a victim long before she was a convict. A 2011 documentary revealed Brown was born with fetal alcohol syndrome, which can cause brain damage, something that the jury that convicted her never was aware of. Brown was victoriously granted executive clemency by Tennessee Governor Bill Hassan, bringing this high-profile, controversial case now to an end. In 2012, the U.S. Supreme Court rules that mandatory life without parole sentences for juveniles violates the Eighth Amendment prohibitions against cruel and unusual punishment. Brown has currently served 15 years, and now she's scheduled to be released on August 7, 2019. But she will stay on parole for 10 years. That's the good news.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's I mean,
awesome.
the fact that she's getting out, man.
Yes.
I mean, she wasn't going to
Yeah.
get out until she was like 50 something. Like she how old was she?
16.
16.
But then the laws show that you can't even give that amount of time to a juvenile. So
Yeah.
why didn't it apply?
She was a baby
16 years old.
being sex trafficked,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
abused physically and mentally.
Had
a
a pimp.
baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And you want to lock this young lady up because she was essentially defending herself?
But a lot of celebrities is the
Yeah,
reason her
well.
voice has been heard.
Yeah, facts.
Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, they use their platform to talk about it.
Facts.
So that's where it is.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
talk, man.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Was that good news, man?
That was good news and bad news.
Fantastic. I
Classic
don't want you
news,
guys to
Sparkle.
go anywhere. We're going to go to a quick little break. What we got coming up next?
French Montana and your boy Dre.
Hey, your boy, yeah, all right. I'm only going to give him a couple minutes then. I'm only saying. We'll be right back, y'all, after this. Hello.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Lauren Sizzle, and you are tuned in to one of the hottest talk shows in the nation. We Talk Weekly's After the Talk. Make sure you tune in each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and you can listen anywhere. Just download the TuneIn Radio app. Look for WPPM 106.5 FM on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And I got some good news for you. You want to binge listen to our shows? Follow We Talk Weekly's After the Talk podcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, and Spreaker. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out all of our amazing shows and event coverage. And follow We Talk Weekly on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And most importantly, keep it locked.
Woo! What's up, y'all? This your boy Charles Gregg with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
and the beautiful.
Classy Lady Sparkle.
We got Lady S out in the building, man. And you already know what's about to come up next, man.
We got the Sizzle.
We got the sizzle, ladies and gentlemen. Give it to me early.
Yes. Love and Hip Hop stars Tommie Lee. She's been indicted on child abuse charges. I'll let y'all be the judge towards the end. But she's facing 54 years in prison, according to TMZ, who obtained indictment documents filed by the state of Georgia. Tommie Lee went to her daughter's middle school, okay? So she interrupted the class, slapped her daughter on her hands with her pocketbook strap, and then she slapped her across her face, dragged her down the hall by her hair, and threw her into a metal locker.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I had to hear this. Who did this again?
Tommie Lee of Love and Hip Hop. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. See, I mean, for Love and Hip Hop fans, y'all already know how Tommie Lee get down. Y'all know how Tommie Lee get down.
Her daughter, though?
I don't know. She's in middle school though, so like
That's she's too young.
yeah.
Especially what's going on these days.
Yeah, so
can't do that.
yeah, so she faces 7 charges, 3 are felonies, 4 are felonies.
On TV.
No, 3 are felonies and 4 are misdemeanors.
It didn't happen on TV. She went up to her
Right,
daughter's school.
right.
Her daughter must have did something
Something
in
at
school,
the
so
school.
she went up to the school and snapped. But you know you can't snap.
Yeah,
you can't beat your kids in front of
exactly.
people.
Exactly.
But I mean that's excessive. But you know you
Right.
can't beat your kids in public these days.
you can't do that. Yeah. And it really had me thinking about like back in the day when your parents could just come up to the school and they tear you up right in front of the whole class.
In front of the class.
Try that now.
In the supermarket, anywhere.
Anywhere.
You was getting it. You can't do that now.
Wherever you did it, you got it.
But it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So listening to you say, would she do it again?
She went in the classroom. She interrupted the classroom, and then I guess she must have had her pocketbook strap and hit her on her hand with the pocketbook strap. Then she slapped her in her face, and she grabbed her by her hair, pulled her out of class, and then, threw her into the metal locker.
You can't.
Exactly. Especially,
crazy.
like, I mean, I don't know what school she went to, but imagine if this is a private school. You know what I mean?
I'm sure it's a private school.
It's not all of us in the private school. So yeah. So she's facing, if convicted on all these charges, she could face up to 54 years in prison. Yes. So she was arrested twice actually on this case because she was arrested the first time initially for the actual incident, but then there was apparently a stay-away order, a court-ordered stay-away order from the daughter. So she gets out three hours later and she goes to see the daughter, and it was a violation of the stay-away order. So she was arrested again. Yeah. So moving right along. So there's no way we can have this sizzle today without addressing this topic.
Oh boy.
Surviving R. Kelly.
I knew it was coming.
Surviving R. Kelly, yes. So, Lifetime aired this 6-part docuseries, Surviving R. Kelly, which basically has the whole nation in an uproar right now. Everybody is just, oh my God.
My Facebook was popping too.
Yes.
Did you watch? See,
I watched because
I heard
first episode.
I saw your comment about John Legend, and you was like,
"Oh, yeah." I was like, "He thugged it out, huh?" John Legend.
Yeah.
Okay, Legend.
Yeah.
He was like, John Legend saying this. I'm watching now.
Yeah,
so I was like, is he really gonna watch? So did you really watch?
Yeah, I watched the first episode. My mouth dropped on that.
Yeah.
I gotta watch a couple more.
Some people said they couldn't get through it.
Right, because I watched the first and the second one, but I remember after I watched the first one, I had nightmares. Like,
I can't stop. Listen,
I thought it was me.
I'm nosy.
And you can't stop watching
I'm nosy. I watched all 6 episodes.
I had nightmares too. Yeah.
But I can't stop thinking about it. It's like every I'm like at the sink doing dishes and I'm still thinking about stuff like, oh my God. You can't get it out your mind.
It was really scary. It really was. But the docuseries, for those of you who didn't watch it, it featured victims.
Pedophile, man.
Yeah, they've been going in on him. But it features victims of R. Kelly who have claimed physical, mental, and sexual abuse on behalf of the singer, along with family and, his staff or security was on there. And according to TMZ, he tried to send a cease and desist letter to Lifetime along with threatening to sue the network before they even put this out. If they aired it. Of course, they were not fazed by that at all. They put it out anyway. And R. Kelly has denied the allegations. If you watch the docuseries, it kept saying that he denies the allegations. Well, now R. Kelly is under criminal investigation by the Fulton County District Attorney's Office because of the docuseries. They are reaching out to survivors in the docuseries and others to get information. And one of the accusers, Asante McGee, she spoke to TMZ and challenged R. Kelly to take a lie detector test live on national TV. So, well, R. Kelly's camp, they tried to create a Facebook page to so-called expose these accusers. Yeah. So the page was created and they posted some text between R. Kelly and a female accuser who repeatedly called him daddy. There was also a link to a YouTube page with a video of a conversation between Asante McGee's ex-boyfriend and her daughter. I had to listen to it a couple times and I'm like, okay, trying to figure out what was going on. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's like a disgruntled ex, and the whole conversation seemed like it was a setup. That's just my own personal opinion. Like, maybe somebody paid him. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at something else. Maybe somebody paid him to call the daughter and get her side and what's going on. But the daughter was basically saying none of that's true as far as the Asante being held against her will. She was like, that's not true. Her mom wants to live this lavish lifestyle and she was doing so. So yeah, that's none of those people on there have been identified as them because it's just audio or whatever, you can't see. But Facebook removed that page anyway, and they were saying that it violates their community standards. The page also listed Asante's previous arrest and that she's in cahoots with Jocelyn Savage's dad to extort money from R. Kelly. It's just a whole big thing. But, many people kind of weighed in on it. A lot of celebrities, John Legend was on the show. He appeared in there. And then Jada Pinkett Smith, She was saying that she watched it with her daughter, and it was like tough to watch.
It was hard.
But it's deeply important. Yeah, it really was. And Meek Mill was like, "How did this go on for so long?" And people are like calling him a monster. But like, what are your thoughts?
We don't have enough time to for me to tell you my thoughts.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna tell you
in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, because he wasn't convicted of anything, right? So I'm gonna say allegedly, if he did this ninja is a pedophile, he's a monster, and he needs to burn. Anytime you do, like, I'm hearing that he was locking women up and these little girls, and come on, man, come on.
I'm confused about the being held against your will part.
That's my point.
The reason why I'm confused about that is because so many girls that were on the show in the documentary said, once I had enough was enough, so I packed my bags and left.
Yeah,
so like 3 of them said that they had it, so they just packed their bags and left. So if you were able to pack your bags and walk out of that door, how come other people didn't just leave?
Again, and then I didn't see the whole
thing. Then one girl whose mother, they show her mother go and get her, and at the end it said, like, her mother went and got her from this hotel, and 3 days later she went back.
What?
3 days later she went back.
Also like
and
that battered woman syndrome.
And then she went, and then she's back home with her family now. But
they were kids. Like, if you get in the 14, 15, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not here, but against my will," that's why he's being, allegedly convicted for statutory rape, because their minds is not developed enough to say, "Let me leave." He's already, you know what I'm saying, controlled their mind.
Like, what was
the parents too, who they got a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, like, what was he telling? Like, what are you telling
This
them?
is just horrible, man. Because I fight as much as I fight for my brothers, right, to make sure that they are seen in a positive light. When stuff like this happens and is done by somebody like that who many look up to and aspire to be, and purchase their music and go to their concerts, and listen, I mean, it just blows my mind, and it frustrates me, it angers me, because then you have a lot of my sisters who jump on. I don't want to use the word bandwagon, but it becomes, and I hate to use the word witch hunt, but it becomes this thing like, see, this is how men are, and this is how, and it's kind of like he makes it bad for everybody else.
No,
and it's just like, that's why I said it's so many things, it's so many layers, so many nuances, right? And it's something that you have to unpack, because from my understanding, I did hear that he was also abused.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's a piece in
him
itself.
And his brothers.
I'm in behavior, right? So I understand this piece, but it's just too much to unpack right now, man. We gotta.
Yeah, and then Jada Pinkett was like, his music sales went up. Like, everybody's buying his music now. She's like, what? I don't get that. Can somebody please explain that to me? Yeah, but we're gonna move right along. The Celebrity Sizzle Award of the week goes to. I know it's kind of bittersweet, but 4-time NBA champion and 15-time All-Star Shaquille O'Neal, who was helping to cover the funeral costs of the 7-year-old girl, Jasmine Barnes, who was killed in the drive-by shooting. So, yeah, shout out to him for supporting them. Yeah, it's so sad. So sad.
Is that the sizzle?
Yeah, that's the sizzle.
And that's the sizzle, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Charles Gregg with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
And the beautiful
classy Lady Sparkle.
Lady Estelle. What we got?
Coming up next, we got Lil Wayne featuring his daughter Reginae.
No doubt. Don't go anywhere, because after that, we got this interview coming up. It's your boy. We'll be right back after this show.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Lauren Sizzle, and you are tuned in to one of the hottest talk shows in the nation. We Talk Weekly's After the Talk. Make sure you tune in each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and you can listen anywhere. Just download the TuneIn Radio app. Look for WPPM 106.5 FM on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And I got some good news for you. You want to binge listen to our shows? Follow We Talk Weekly's After the Talk podcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, and Spreaker. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out all of our amazing shows and event coverage. And follow We Talk Weekly on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And most importantly, keep it locked.
Yeah. Woo! What's up, y'all? This your boy Charles Gregg with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
And the beautiful
classy Lady Sparkle.
Man, let me tell you something, man. This is always part of the show that I like the best. Why do I like this the best? Because we get a chance to interview the good old folks, right? And the good old folks that's actually doing some things, man. So shout out to Philly versus everybody, as we say, man. You know what I'm saying? These people are really grinding and doing some things, man. These brothers, man, I really appreciate what they're doing. Because I'm seeing the struggle, I'm seeing the grind, and they're going to talk a little bit about that struggle and people actually, you know, pretty much saying it ain't going to happen. And they like, yep, sucks to be you because it's happening, you dig? You know what I mean? So before we go into anything, Sizzle, who we got today?
So we have Thomas Tizz215 AIM.
With the gov. She put the gov in that joint.
Yes. Well, everybody knows him as Tizz215.
For sure.
Yes. And then he's Southwest Philadelphia born and raised. Tizz was the middle child in the family. He attended high school at Communications Technology, where he cultivated his love of commercial arts.
Yes.
He knew his life would never be the same after he posted his first skit on YouTube. The feedback from his fans was remarkable. The views in the 50,000 range has become a viral. He has become YouTube 50,000 range on YouTube and followers on Instagram of 125,000. And he has become a viral sensation. His comedic renditions of the 2000s Philadelphia rap battle era has been reposted by major blog site World Star Hip Hop.
Like,
so welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Tiz
y'all about to make me cry, man, for real. Like, I just feel like y'all family because y'all know everything about me. Like, y'all just like,
Yo, shout out to Peter Parker, too. He in the building. We'll get to him, too, man, because, you know what I'm saying, I like to see the people working together and putting some magic together and making sure these things happen, man. But let's jump right into Tiz. What's good, my brother?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. You know, staying out the way, man. Staying positive, man.
No, you ain't out the way. You in the way right now. I'm telling you, everybody seeing you right, and everybody. You know, let's talk. I'm going to jump right into kind of like some of the things that kind of went viral, right?
Let's get it.
The rap battle situation. What made you come up with it? Because that was fun. Because I'm watching it because that's all I watch. I watch Smack and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching. I'm like, yo, this how I used to be. Like Young Reed. You think of like Young Reed. You think of all the people hip hop. You know, listen, Philly and hip hop and battle. That's what we known for. So it touched a lot of people that was just like, yo, that's just how I used to. You know, I'm 15, dog. I'm not 16. You know what I'm saying? That was funny, right? And so what made you come up with that particular skit?
Well, what was crazy, I had did a skit on YouTube called 50. Like where me and my man was beefing over 50, but everybody thought it was 50,000.
Right.
Whole time it was 50 Cent. But we went to the extreme over. I'm talking about we was arguing, going back and forth. But the direction I wanted to go with it, I didn't want it to be like a regular beef, like where we fight or we shoot or do something like that. Right. I said, all right, so this how we gonna beef. We gonna take it back to the rap DVD. Yeah. So in the skit, he came at me and I came at him on the rap DVD tip. And one day I was at work and I just recorded the rap DVD part. Right. And I posted it on Instagram and I put the words rap DVD used to be like, and it went crazy viral. It went crazy viral. And then after that, like once it went viral with that video, I said, all right, now I gotta do a newer John. And that's when I did the I'm your boss, so you gonna do what I say. Right. You follow after me, I'm Craig, you Day. And then when I dropped that,
yo, that's funny.
When I dropped that John, I'm talking about World Star, like millions of views, everybody posting that John, it just went viral.
Right. So how did that make you feel when you actually seen like, yo, people is catching on, like, yo, this John is crazy. It's like you going to sleep and waking up like, yo, I got I mean, how did that feel?
No, it felt good. It made me think like, all right, what's next?
Yeah.
Like now I gotta keep the ball rolling now, because now that it's actually rolling, like it was rolling, but it was at a slow pace. But now once it got there, I'm like, oh no, I just wanted to keep it, so I just kept creating.
So on the comedy side of things, right? How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing it for 6 years.
Right? And so you actually so you got some wheels under you now.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you feel about you know, the Instagram comedian versus kind of like the stand up, kind of like that area of entertainment? We got the baby in the building. It's all right. Look, the baby is in here. We love the babies. It's all good. You know, we keep it a bean all the time. It's all good. Yeah.
No, I can honestly say it's definitely different. Like far as Instagram, you know, with Instagram you can plan. I mean, you playing with stand up too, but I'm talking about far as like if you shooting a skit on Instagram, if you mess up, you can stop, you can do it again.
Right.
You can re-record it, you can go back and you can fix it, you can edit it. But when you doing stand up, it's live. Once you win that stage and it's your time, if you mess up, it ain't no fixing it. Right? It ain't no going back. So I feel like stand up is probably a little bit more is a little harder than a skit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I did stand up 2 times, and I killed it. I did my thing. You feel me? 10 toes down, my feet out. You know what I'm saying?
With your fur on, your mink on. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, for sure.
Facts.
Sure.
So have you met any of like the other Instagram comedians that's out there and all that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as far as Philly, you know, everybody cool. You know, we all work, we all communicate, and I also met a couple other like Instagrammers in New York, stuff like that. Yeah, I met a couple. Well, actually, we just dropped a social media movie, and that got a lot of Instagram stars in there.
We definitely going to talk about that because your boy Peter Parker in the building, you know. So, so we definitely got to talk about that. Yeah, but before we go into that though, who do you? I don't want to say aspire to be like, but who kind of inspired you to continue kind of what you're doing right now in terms of your journey in comedy and Instagram and all that?
I always was a big fan of Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence definitely inspired me. Yeah. Like not just because he was funny, but he was versatile. He could do characters. Right. And to the point where his characters was really like, that's Shanae. We know it's Martin. That's Shanae or that's Otis or I'm saying, like, so it's just like I kind of bruh man. Like she like don't forget bruh man.
Don't forget bruh man. You gotta give that full floor. Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah though, man. Like, that's just it's just different. It's just a different kind of comedy that I like just raw and just like, and he improv a lot too. Yeah. And that's what I'm heavy on. Like, I like the improv. Like, if you give me a scenario right now and then we just do it, then I like the improv versus really reading the script, because it's like, you can't write something that Tizz would do. Only Tizz know what Tizz would do. Facts, like, you know what I'm saying? But you can give me an outline of something, and then Tizz can add Tizz to the, like, you know what I'm saying, to whatever you put in front of him.
I put Tizz improv against anybody. Kevin Hart, anybody.
No doubt.
Your
man,
look, he already knows.
Look, he did half the movie off improv. Half of the funniest jokes is off improv.
So that's a great transition then. Let's jump right into the movie. You know what I'm saying? Let's jump right into that. So let's talk a little bit about that, man, because this is something that is I mean, it's actually historic to a degree, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You're breaking, you know, the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Y'all starting a new one. You know, so y'all gonna have a lot of people following afterwards. So let's jump right into the movie and feel free, Park, to jump right in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, I'm gonna explain how I got brought onto it. Peter Parker, he actually came up with the whole idea of the social media movie, and he had needed a writer.
Okay.
So he contacted me. He contacted me, and me and Peter had met up. He ran an idea by me, and I loved it. I'm like, it's dope. Yeah. So I was on board. So then we sat down at the table. I wrote the script, and from there it was just history. And then we shot it, put it together, and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. So like the main thing with the movie,
first introduce yourself.
It's Peter Parker. Right. Mostly known for, you know, directing music videos. Everybody knows me for one of J. Cole's video, Love Yours. Right. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the hip hop game for a while, and I'm slowly transitioning into the film world now, and I'm heavy with social media influencers, giving them a shot in, you know, TV series and, you know, movies and stuff like that, because I believe in our millennial generation. Right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what we're doing. We pioneers for the millennials. So with this movie, right, I didn't want to make any social media influencers actors, because they're already characters online. Right. So this is the first film where you get to actually see the character as the character in the movie. Right. No character is an actor. They're actually their characters online. So it's like, it's a long Instagram movie. You get what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, that you get to see your favorite characters. You got Super Sen, you got Fat Boy, you got Tizz, you got Big Brody, you got Tyrone, you got Dream Dog. I mean, the list goes on. We have over 20 characters in it. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So you really get to see them in their truest form and your funniest jokes that you see online in movie format. So, you know, that's what we wanted to do. Yeah.
So you spoke a little about, we had the opportunity to talk a little bit before the actual show started, and you was talking about, or you made mention to, I guess, the non-believers, so to speak, right? People who didn't think that the concept would actually do what it did. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that, you know?
So a lot of people in Hollywood, you know, told me, like, that'll never work. You feel me? Like, it's no way you can do it without distribution. There's no way you could be a success without distribution. You can't trend without distribution. But I deal with numbers. I'm like, well, if we got over 20 million in followers with this movie, we're guaranteed to gain some traction.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? So, we put it to the test. We said no, we're not going to say no names, but we turned down some big deals. And we said we're going to put out ourselves, but we're going to prove to y'all, what we could do. And then the numbers skyrocketed, and now it's like, now we talking licensing, now we talking, deals because we proved our worth. And we just wanted to show people, like, we got the opportunity. You have an opportunity to do it yourself. You don't need anybody to be successful. All you need is yourself, your team, and your vision.
Because some of the people that we ain't gonna mention, and when Pete brought it to me, he was saying we wasn't gonna go with it. I'm like, you sure? I'm like, I mean, we can show him with the next movie. like you sure you want to do that? He was like, I'm like, all right, cool. I called him back probably a week later, like you sure? Like I called him again.
Yeah, definitely.
But he was sure though, so I was rocking with him regardless. We just stuck it out and then. Got it done, man.
You positive?
Are you sure?
No doubt. Yeah. So what are you expecting now? All right. So it's already shot. I seen a couple posts on Instagram already.
Yeah.
So where is the direction going? What do you expect from it now?
So it's officially out. It's officially out. You can check the website out at Social Media Movie and .com and basically. Right now, we in talks with a couple of big streaming services. I mean, of course, we all know Netflix, we all know Hulu and all that. So we in talks with them, and we're trying to see the best deal, which route we want to go. Right. But we gonna give it to a big platform so we can showcase it to the world. Right. You get what I'm saying? But we just wanted to prove our point. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to show people, like I said, that you could do it from the muscle.
Fantastic.
Yep. For the muscle, man.
Tiz, so you wrote it, right?
Yep.
So what were you thinking when you sat down and was like, yo, I'm just gonna write it? Like what was going through that head? Huh?
I mean, first of all, I mean, like even far as writing the movie, I had to do my research.
Right.
Because a lot of the comedians that's in it, I never really like watched to actually know everything they do down to the T. To actually write it in script form. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I had to go in the lab. I had to study all the actors, go on their page, see what's their main thing that people love that they do, and that way I can write it into the film. So basically, like the whole film is basically is about how Tyrone became Tyrone, with a twist on with everybody, all the other comedians, and how they all started and how they all came up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's basically just how I just came to the board, and I got crazy mind for it, man. Like like on a whole nother level. Like when it comes to the writing and the comedy, like with me, I like to step outside the box. Right. And a lot of people scared to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like people set standards to what they do. I don't do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? I just go for it. Like, even if I think it they might not like it. Right. Or they might like it. I'm gonna put it out for me. And then that's just what it's gonna be.
What was one of your biggest fears in producing something like this and writing something like this?
I honestly didn't have no fear. Yeah. I'm very confident, man. Mm-hmm. I ain't really. I just felt as though like long as me and Pete and Status the one who produced it, just long as we stay solid and loyal to each other, everything would be perfect. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Regardless of what happened on the outside, right. Just long as us three are solid on the end, we gonna make it happen. We gonna do what we plan to do in the beginning. Yeah.
Now, anytime I ask somebody from Philadelphia, especially a artist or someone within the industry, I always ask the question of, because it's a big misconception that Philly is known for kind of being or having this crab in a basket mentality, right? Mm-hmm. They don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. They always hating. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, my thoughts is just stay positive, man. Like me, like me personally, like I'm far from a hater. I want everybody to win. Like you get what I'm saying? Like, and even with us doing this movie is a definition of wanting people to win, because we didn't have to hit these people up to be in the film. Right. Like, I could have been like, no, P, I want to be the only Philly person in this joint, because I want to be on top. Yeah. Like we got other Philly comedians inside the movie. Like, you get what I'm saying? So right. And that's just that, man. Like I feel like when you hate and you pay attention to what somebody else doing, that's when you lack on what you're doing. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? You miss on opportunities and also like learning like yourself. Mm-hmm. Just growth, because you watching me grow, but what are you doing? Now you're not growing. You still at the same spot. Right. Once you stop to watch me, that's where you still at, and I'm just still succeeding, because I'm not worrying about nobody. I'm just focusing on my craft and just getting better at what I'm doing. Right. It.
So you mentioned that you have almost 20 comedians in here. Mm-hmm. What is it? Did you reach out to anybody that was kind of like, nah, I ain't gonna do that, John, or Yeah.
No,
Everybody was just like,
not-
I want this job.
not really.
I feel like sometimes it was kind of hard to reach certain people because certain people was doing so much.
Right.
So like it was kind of hard to reach certain people, but for the majority, like everybody was pretty much easy to contact. And once they heard the idea, we marketed like, listen, this person has 1 million followers, this person has 1 million followers, but y'all don't have the same followers.
Right.
So we all gonna be able to eat. You get what I'm saying? We all gonna be able to connect each other's fan base and just grow.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So
And comedians already doing that. Like we all feature on each other's skits on Instagram. So why not do it in a movie? Like you know what I'm saying?
Makes sense. Make perfect sense.
Yeah.
And so, what do you expect after this? Is it a part 2, or I mean, like, what's in your head for the next move?
Well, we actually turned it into a franchise.
All right.
Like just like how Scary Movie is. Scary Movie
That's
1, 2. So now it's a social media movie. It's always new social media people that come out of nowhere every day. So we built it into a franchise towards where we could do a social media movie, social media 2, a social media movie 3, social media movie 4. So it's like now this is just a franchise that we built. So now we could just be cool forever because there's always new Instagram people.
Right.
So it's never going to die. It's never going to. You know what I'm saying?
And they not honestly just coming from living in LA and having that kind of Hollywood experience, they don't give a lot of influencers a chance at all.
Yeah.
They have a very selective clique that they stick with.
Yeah.
And we want to be the pioneers. Like, no, listen, we giving everybody an opportunity. If you funny or we think you're talented, we putting you right in the mix.
Yeah. You know what? I had somebody else. I forgot his name. Charles. What's his name that came to the show? One of the actors that came to the show. Charles Harris. And he kind of said the same thing. When you get to Hollywood or the majors, they don't like to give certain people a chance. They look at you and be like, well, who are you, pretty much? Not even give you a chance to even show who you are. Do you feel in just like Instagram comedy, and not just Instagram comedy, the things that you're doing, do you feel like they need to give more chances to like young, aspiring, or just fresh faces?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think everybody deserves an opportunity, but at the end of the day, you got to speak business. At the end of the day, it's business. Yeah. So I feel like if you see if somebody's working hard and somebody's building a following, I believe they deserve a shot.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But sometimes those people is even overlooked most of the time.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? When you go to an audition now, movie audition, soon before you even start your part, what's your Instagram? What's your following?
Yeah.
That's like your credit right now.
Yeah.
You
That's
get what
facts.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we want to it's like give more people opportunities. Don't just have a selective group. Don't just have the higher ups. Like start really researching because people at the top don't really look too hard. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I feel like a lot of people, like the higher ups, they see what's going on.
Yeah.
Like they see, because social media is big.
It's
Everybody see what's going on. Like you know what I'm saying. But like the difference between us and back to what Charles was saying, like the higher ups don't look down and pull us up. Sometimes you gotta just work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because honestly, like, with my story, I never had a handout ever, never.
Yep.
I got 161,000 followers on Instagram,
Facts,
all from the muscle. No shout outs from no major,
right.
no famous people. None of that. Like just everything from the muscle. Like I got all my followers just from reposting and people sharing it and just word of mouth. So I feel like if you know that you got a talent and you know that you got that confidence to know that you're going to be what you want to be, just work, and eventually those people is going to reach out. And if not, we're the ones who pay attention to people that's under us, and we don't mind. We're gonna help you get there. If we see that you got a talent, we're gonna help you get to where you need to be, or we're gonna be willing to work with you.
That's that.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope. So since that's an excellent transition to this now, we're talking about social media, right? And y'all on social media, and y'all have these dynamic followers, and y'all becoming, or y'all are influencers. What would you say to that now aspiring, not only just comedian, but people who are trying to get their following, who trying to be influenced? What would you tell them? What points, what nuggets would you give to them?
I mean, if you love what you do, you shouldn't do it for the followers. You shouldn't do it that's what comes with it.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my passion. I love, like, if I stop doing comedy today or tomorrow, I don't know what I'll do in my life. Like, it's that deep. Like, I don't know what I would do. That's just basically like a person who got a 9 to 5. Like, they go to work, they go home. They go to work, they go home. It's a cycle. Like, this comedy stuff is a cycle in my life towards where if I didn't have it, I don't know what I would be doing.
Right.
So I just kind of just feel like if you got a love for it, just stay consistent. stay true to yourself, and everything else that you want is gonna come. It's gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
If it's meant, it's gonna come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
what about you, Part?
I say, just stop having fear. Sometimes when we come from a place like Philly, a lot of us have fear of, I don't want to reach out to that person. I don't want to look a certain way, or I'm too cool for that.
Right.
No, listen,
Yeah,
I
that's
got my biggest.
If I don't know you, I don't know you.
Period. And it's like I got my biggest projects from just reaching out to people, sending out emails, DM people. Dope. I got this dope idea. Let's work. Right, you get what I'm saying? But sometimes we just like, we don't want to reach out to people because we too cool. Yeah. But why we too cool to get money? Why we too cool to work with each other? Right. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got me at a standstill because I mean you're right. That's Philly. The whole I don't know you, I don't know you mentality. You know what I'm saying? But I do think thankfully that it's this new generation that's just coming through. Like we ain't on that. That F shizzy. You know what I'm saying? We on something else. Like and thankfully you got people who are before that generation that's saying what we can learn. We can learn from that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I appreciate what you guys are doing because y'all really grinding. Y'all putting this work in and it's people watching. So before I let you go, Part, this is actually a question for you. You know what I mean? So what was it about his writing or the script that you seen that you was like, you know what, I want to do this?
All right, so first and foremost, growing up, I was a fan of Tizz. People don't know Tizz was running YouTube before YouTube was popping. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? He did Silent Grind, where he used to bust on people that just like he just had a bunch of different type of skits, bunch of different movies. I mean, he did it from the muscle with when the little cell phone cameras and all that. Yeah. So I'm like, if he could do that, you know what I mean? He put all that together himself. I'm like, imagine if he got with a real production team and we can really put something real together. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the best improv I've ever seen. I mean, it was times where the scene was just totally flat and he just came up with something on the spot. Like if you watch the movie, it's this one song where he became Trey Songz on the spot. And we had to do. I
want to see it go.
Every night I'm in the club, chicken money with the dust. Thought I'd never fall in love. Then there was you, girl. You changed my bomb.
On the spot. How many takes we did, bro? We did like 50 takes every time.
Like 50.
Yo, that's funny, man.
Yeah, a lot.
That's funny. That's what's up, man. Salute to you. So before I let you leave, right, this is something that I ask, and this go for both of y'all. I always ask this question, right, because we talk weekly. We always got to get the exclusive. We always got to get the exclusive. TMZ. We always got to get the exclusive, but it's one of these things, right? So I always ask this question. What's the one thing you can tell us here right now? We talk weekly, keep it a bean, keep it a buck, right? That you never told anybody else. I mean, all your friends, your family, nobody know this about Tizz that you could tell us right now. And go.
See, I don't see.
That's the response we always get.
Ladies, just my time. I gotta go. Yeah, my mother watching. Mom, I swear to God, Mom. Man, listen, man.
Yo.
Look, they like this. The camera's like this. Like I can't wait to see what it is.
Look, I mean, your fans watching. Yep, there you go.
Man, I don't know, man.
You got a million followers.
I just don't know. I don't know where to take it. I don't know where to go.
Keep it a buck.
Like what y'all want to know? Like what y'all want to know? Huh? Huh? Right. We live, right?
We definitely live.
Can't edit this, right? See, I saw. This is a question you should have sent me before the interview, so I could prepare a joint like, it's the setup joint, right?
It's the World Star joint, right? World Star. That's funny. Your publicist is like, go ahead.
Look, she like, go ahead. I mean, Oh man. See, look, and then you ask me first. He got time to think. He only like, You got it like, man, I don't know, cause I'm raw, man. You watch my Instagram, I'm raw,
man. Real talk, man.
I'm raw, man.
Yeah, man. Just you know.
Listen, I've been eating the booty since I was 13, man. Since I was 13, at a young age. At a young age. Start off early. Look. You asked for it, now you got it.
I got it.
Now they'll put their phone on. God, I didn't think he was gonna say
Where
that.
he at? He right there. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. All right, Park, holla at me, man. You ain't off the
That was
hook.
a good enough answer for both of them.
No. Don't try to feed up my job. I want to know something too.
Supposed to be brothers.
We got like 30 seconds.
Go ahead, Park. You got 30 seconds, Park. Go ahead.
Oh man.
You about to lie. Look.
I definitely. Oh no. Bro, let me see. Something that nobody ever knew, right? Let me see.
15.
I don't even know. That's a rough one.
All right.
I'm transparent. We tired.
No doubt.
He can share my John.
That worked.
That's both of us.
Well, that could be for everybody in the room. I mean, it's all good. So shout out to Tizz, man. So before we let you go, why don't you tell everybody where they can get in contact with you and all that good old stuff,
Oh, yeah, for sure. Instagram is Tizz_215 with 2 Z's. Twitter is TIZ_215 with 1 Z. YouTube, The Real Tizz. That's DAREAL TIZ. Facebook, Tizz215. That's where you can find me at. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so you can first of all you can go follow the movie at a social media movie, and then Peter Parker, Peter spelled regular Parker, PARKKERR, or you can just type in Google Peter Parker Director of the Year, you'll find it, and we on.
Well, I would like to thank you for coming to the show, my brother, man. I wish nothing but all success for you guys, man. I think
Appreciate
you guys
it.
are doing an amazing thing, man. Amazing things, man. And like we tell everybody, you hear We Talk Weekly. We family now, so now y'all friends to the show. Anytime y'all want to come down, holla at us, man. It's all good. Y'all want us to come through. Y'all got to do like a launch or a party, something crazy, so we can come out with the cameras. You know what I'm saying? The banners be like, yeah, We Talk Weekly in the building, man.
Let's get it.
I mean, so keep it up, and we really appreciate y'all. So, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta go. We Talk Weekly after the talk. Podcasts on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, and Spreaker. Make sure you follow us on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Spotify, and binge listen to our shows. Like and follow us on We Talk Weekly Facebook page, and download the little TuneIn app and look for WPPMLP 106.5 FM. Tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We Talk Weekly's After the Talk, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at We Talk Weekly, at Charles Gregory, at Lauren_Sizzle, and at Sparkle Prices One. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, We Talk Weekly. You already know. And if you're Philly, catch us every Monday night, 9:30, Comcast 66, Verizon 5, 29 to 30. And shout out to MBG Network Afro Philly. Guess what? We are syndicated. We worldwide. Now, We Talk Weekly is now syndicated. You can find us in Atlanta, Baltimore, Birmingham, Chicago, Delaware, Houston, Jacksonville, Los Angeles, Miami, Newark, New Jersey, New York City, Philly, and all across the nation. Who do you look for?
We Talk Weekly.
Man, that's always a mouthful, man. We definitely in the building. We really appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for coming out.